Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Black Clover. Last time around, I have no idea what it was called because I'm not allowed to watch the OP or the ED for this current arc. So I have no idea what the last episode was called, but essentially we had Nozel versus Patry, where Nozel demonstrated that he was perfect against Patry's demon light magic, and then he was about to kill him, but Asta was like, no, we can save William, but in doing so, he went into pretty much the soul, the shared soul they have, and where Patry was despairing, the real Patry, and basically Asta was like, you don't get to just, lock yourself away into darkness and be done. Like, you're going to fix this, So he brought Patry out and basically gave him his fighting spirit back, and now they're all going to go take on Ron the Demon, so... and then we cut back to Ron the Demon, who was about to exit when he was stopped by Licht, the real Licht, and as well as Charlotte, possessed elf Charlotte, and Yami, who have all teamed up to fight against Ron. And then the last thing we saw was Nero going and waking Finral up, and then literally talking to him and telling him to take Nero to, I think they said the Demon's Bones. So, yeah, so... that is pretty much where we left off. Like always, the reaction is down in the description and in the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure. So let's go ahead and jump right into this episode of Black Clover. Here we go. Okay. He's back! The Wizard King! The original Wizard King. So it was. I saw Lumiere. Was it Lumiere Silvamillion Clover? Was that his name? I don't know. Maybe it was Silmarillion for all I know. No, I think it was Silverillion, like Silva and Vermilion at the same time. I guess this does beg the question of when does he die? Does he? I guess we don't know. Maybe he was named the Wizard King after death, But finally, 117 episodes, they have finally explained the intro that they've played every single episode. Humanity was on the brink of destruction, but a single mage saved them. He was called the Wizard King. Now we know that demon was licked. The bones! The bones! The bones that Asta and Yuno have been looking at their whole life. Both of their lives that they've been watching. They've seen those bones. The bones that have been there for 500 years. The bones that held the stone tablet that Patry used. That was licked. And so now I assume they gave him an artificial body or something. I don't know. They don't fully explain how. I mean, maybe they made an artificial body. I mean, they did that with Veto and Fauna, so it's entirely possible, but... but he was the demon that Lumiere killed. And man, the fact that Licht is so interesting, because it's like, I like that it's like, he saw that and it's like, it wasn't you. It wasn't you. He doubted for a second, and he was able to use the magic stones to keep Ron out of him, so. Oh boy. Do we have to start calling her Sekre now? Which, that's just interesting too. So she has sealing magic, which is how she sealed Lumiere away before he died. And she sealed herself into the body of a bird. Oh boy. Like Finral just immediately was like, you're actually a really cute girl. Maybe we should go out sometime. Sorry, force of habit. It's just, ugh. I do kind of feel bad they left Finral behind, but how much? I guess that's a good question. How much does Lumiere know? Well, he knows about the Magic Knights. You know, he knows about the Magic Knights. He must have survived. He must have survived. I don't think it was a thing of they named him, you know, post mortem. Like they named him the Wizard King after his death. I don't know, but I mean he's still so young. He's still the same age basically. So, and Nero, Sekre, is the same. What an interesting... that is very interesting magic. I love, too, that when it's like, I have sealing magic. It's not really good or interesting. It's terrible for a noble. And Lumiere's just like, sealing magic? That's really cool! Oh, maybe we can use that! Maybe we can use that to make the tools and stuff. It's like, oh my god. He's a nerd! Is that now a prerequisite of the Wizard King? They must be a nerd? Because here's the thing. If I had a nickel for every time we saw a Wizard King that was also a magic nerd, I would have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot. But it is 2 nickels. Oh, boy, oh, boy. Oh, boy. See, now man, I want to see... I wanted to see... Oh, man, that should have been the Black Clover... Or the Petite Clover. Obviously, they didn't have the time, but... I want them to do a Petite Clover where Lumiere and Julius meet and then they just geek out over magic. That would be awesome. But yeah. We got Nero. Nero Sekre. I mean, she's adorable. She's adorable, and she's such a great match for him. Also... I like the contrast. I like the contrasting colors that, you know, he's blonde. He's got very bright colors. You know, he's got his uniform that heavily resembles Golden Dawn, but it's the uniform that he made himself. And, you know, he's just this bright, shining ball of happiness. And Sekre, you know, she has this very dark hair. She always wears sort of darker clothes. And, and she, you know, she's a bit more calm, a bit more reserved, but... I like that. I like the contrast between the two of them. So, and honestly, I'll ship the two of them just immediately. Sure. I mean, I get this feeling that Lumiere can't stick around, you know? I don't know. God, this is going to be interesting too. So we have all of the Magic Knights and all of the elves that have to fight Ron the Demon. And also now, like, you obviously assume that, well, what this is going to come down to is Asta versus Ron. Because Asta is the main character, you know? So it has to come down to that. You'd probably throw in Yuno, too. But then, at the same time, it's like, you're throwing in Lumiere, too. You know? That's, like, crazy. God, what if Asta gets elected Wizard King because of this? I don't know. I don't know. How does the Wizard King get chosen? I guess that's the next question. We don't know, but Asta is up there. Asta, he's definitely got the right ideas, so... Plus, I mean, while Asta is not much of a magic nerd, I mean, he does get excited about people's magic, you know? Like, oh yeah, I've got this magic, and he's like, whoa, that's so cool. Oh man, see, I don't have magic, so, you know, it's like, I just love everything about it. And it's just like, I guess he's kind of that way too. He's not as much a nerd, you know? Well, and it's interesting because I guess there's different layers, you know? Because Julius, you know, if you just display any magic, he comes running like a bat out of hell, you know? Like, it was just, like, ridiculous, and you always get the sparkle eyes that he got. Lumiere is also kind of like that, but, you know, he also... I like that he's a scientist, too. Like, that was really interesting. And so that's why, you know, that's why they thought definitely, too, that it's like, it's not just that Lumiere was the only one who should have known about Licht and Tetia's wedding, but also the fact that it was light magic that was used against them. Presumably that was one of his tools that he created and infused with his own magic. So... What an interesting thing. And it makes sense. It makes sense that they would do something like that. Now, granted, obviously, they're being manipulated by Ron, but it makes sense that his father would do something like that because they were not as progressive as Lumiere was, so... I like the name, too, by the way, Lumiere. Very good name for someone who has light magic, you know? So... Which... Does Julius relate to time magic? Yeah, kinda. A Julian calendar? There you go. That's the best I can come up with, I don't know. Well, Nova Chrono, so... Nova Chrono, obviously, is where the rest of is where the reference comes in, not just Julius, but yeah. But yeah, Lumiere. Yeah, I guess do they all kind of have that? I don't know. Is Nozel a name? Charlotte's a name. Would Charlotte? Actually, there's a good question. Let's look that up. Because obviously Yami meaning dark, and he has dark magic. Yami Maho. Not Charlie Kirk, Jesus Christ. Charlotte, name, origin. Hold on, let me skip past the AI overview. Wikipedia. Wikipedia is now a more... I just thought of that. Wikipedia is now a more reliable source than an AI overview. Alright. Charlotte is a feminine given name. It is the female form of the male name for Charles. It is of French or Italian origin, meaning free man or petite. It dates back to at least the 14th century. Which is interesting because then in the little box here, meaning strong and virile or vigorous. Boy, that didn't that's like two different things, but I don't know. I'm looking at fictional characters. I wonder if they have Charlotte from Black Clover. They don't. I mean, I guess it makes sense. They don't have every Charlotte that's ever existed in fiction, but someone needs to go to the Wikipedia page for Charlotte parentheses given name and add in Black Clover. So okay, that didn't work, but although I mean that works with her. It doesn't really relate to her magic, but it does relate to strong-willed and vigorous. Like, I mean, that is very much her personality, so I guess that's true. Yeah. Well, let's look up Julius. Why not? While we're here, let's look up Julius, see how that fits in. Because obviously Nova Chrono works in Julius. you type in Julius N, and the first result is Julius Nova Chrono, but we're looking for name meaning. Julius is a masculine given name and a surname derived from the nomen of a Roman family, most famously Julius Caesar. The name may be derived from the Greek Julius, downy bearded, or from Latin Jovilius, devoted to Jove. Julio is the Spanish-Portuguese form, and Jules is the French form. Yeah. Downy bearded or devoted to Jove. That doesn't help. Fictional okay, hang on. Let's see if they have fictional characters. They've got Julius Belmont from Castlevania. Oh, they don't have Black Clover. All right, someone go to the Julius Wikipedia page and put in Julius Nova Chrono, the whatever number Wizard King he was. So. Oh god, right, goo. I just looked down at my notes. I was like, oh yeah, there was goo in this episode. Magic goo that just eats life. Okay, so luckily, if it is magic, Asta can kill it. So that's at least good. Oh, good grief. But yeah, man, I can't believe we're bringing in Lumiere. Like, he's back. The original Wizard King is back. I don't expect him to stick around after this arc. I mean, if he did, I guess he could be the Wizard King. He could be the Wizard King, why not? But yeah, I don't know. That's strange. And the fact that Nero is an anime girl, and like they're very clearly like Well, I mean, maybe they weren't. Oh, well, she clearly loves him, you know. I don't know if maybe he's the oblivious type, but yeah, but those two, they're fucking partners to the end, though. The other thing, God, I want to show about them. I immediately, it's like, I want to show about these two. I mean, the thing is, they probably isn't enough, stuff. Obviously, after the mass murder of the elves is when he becomes the Wizard King, because he was named the Wizard King after defeating Licht and killing him. So, man, that's so crazy. But yeah, I like them. It'll be interesting to see, because I mean, that's the thing. It's like, okay, so Lumiere, he's ready. He's back so that he can finally defeat Ron the Demon. But yeah, it's like, we've got Lumiere back, the original Wizard King, plus Sekre, who was Nero this whole time. You gotta also factor in Asta. You can't just not have Asta defeat the main villain, he's the main character too. So, I don't know, I'm very curious how this is all gonna shake out, so... And I mean, hey, last episode we got the new OPED, so... assuming that they go for 12 episodes probably per OPED, just about. We've got like 10 more of this arc at least 10 more episodes. I don't know. We got a lot of crazy stuff, but yeah. But the Wizard King is back. The original Wizard King is back, and Nero is an anime girl, so ain't that something? So yeah. But that is basically it. With all of that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist with all of my Black Clover reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.